Blog Talk Radio.
Readers Entertainment Radio presents Booklight with your host, author Lisa Kessler. Booklight, where we're shining a light on good books.
Hello, everyone. I hope you're staying inside where it's nice and cool because, man, it is hot everywhere right now this August. So you're in for a huge treat. I'm so glad that you're tuning in today because we have #1 New York Times bestseller Sherrilyn Kenyon on our show today. So if you have never read her, I'm sure you've heard her name. But if you've never read her, you are in for such a treat. There are so many books and series, and we're going to try to get to as many of them as we can today. But if you've never read her books, what a treat you're in for. And I'm going to read her bio here just in case you don't know her. So Defying All Odds is what #1 New York Times and international best-selling author Sherrilyn McQueen, writing as Sherrilyn Kenyon, does best. Rising from extreme poverty as a child that culminated in being a homeless mother with an infant, she has become one of the most popular and influential authors in the world, both in adult and YA fiction. With dedicated legions of fans known as paladins, thousands of whom proudly sport tattoos from her numerous genre-defying series. Since her first book debuted when she was still in college, she has placed more than 80 novels on the New York Times list in all formats and genres. 80, guys, including manga and graphic novels. She has more than 70 million books in print worldwide. Her current series include The Dark Hunters, Chronicles of Nick, Dead Man's Cross, Eve of Destruction, Nevermore, Lords of Avalon, and The League. Over the years, her Lords of Avalon novels have been adapted by Marvel, and her Dark Hunters and Chronicles of Nick, our New York Times best-selling manga and comics, are all #1 and our #1 best-selling adult coloring books. So, oh my gosh. So if you heard all that and went, wow, I need to catch up, you can find out more on her website. I did put a link to that right on the Blog Talk site. So if you're listening live or if you're listening later, you can click that link and check out her website. It's fantastic. It sorts out what's coming next and all the different series. So you'll be able to figure out right where you want to jump in. So without any further delay, you there?
I am here.
Yay!
God, I sound so impressive. I wish I was that impressive.
Well, you are.
Yeah.
You're just obviously chained to your keyboard. So many books.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, not as chained as I want to be.
Right. Stupid real life.
I know, darn it. I dare it interfere with my characters.
Well,
darn those hours of sleep I need.
Right. Stupid sleep. But when I was poking around your website, I did not know that you have a brand new series coming out next month called House of Fire and Magic, and it has unicorns. Any longtime listeners know that I am crazy for unicorns. What? How do you have a new unicorn series?
Shape-shifting unicorns. Shape-shifting unicorns. Yeah.
Can you tell us about this new series?
I'm like, why has nobody ever thought to do shape-shifting unicorns, right?
Right.
I got the idea. Yeah, right. I got the idea a couple of years ago. It's one of those things. I was actually working on Werehunters, and I was like, oh, but then it doesn't fit with Dark Hunter, because
right.
And I'm trying to put shape-shifting unicorns into the Dark Hunter series. I'm like, oh, that's going to be awkward. And then I was like, well, maybe Lords of Avalon. No, they don't. I'm like, no, screw it. I'm going to go do a whole new series. And, so I went off the beaten track, and I ended up with a whole new world with 13 kingdoms, and it was so much fun. It's different, but, it's still got the humor in it. It's still got the same kind of heroes and the bantering and, it's very different, but not.
Right. Well, does this fall kind of in that new genre they're building of romantasy? Is it going to be like high fantasy but romance in there, or what are you envisioning?
Well, it's funny that because to me that's kind of what Lords of Avalon was 20 years ago.
Right.
I think that, and my Dead Man's Cross series, isn't that what that is? Yeah, my friend Alicia was reading through it. She's like, this is, okay. You were writing this before they had a name for it. And I'm like, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess it does, but yeah.
Yeah, but you were already writing it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just kind of funny.
Well, when you are writing a new series and you're like building a new world, do you explore it as you write, or do you plan it all out first and then write? How does that work for you?
I usually start with the characters and then I fill in details, but like with the 13 Kingdoms, I knew I wanted it to be 13. And then, and I'm one of those people who I'm all in on the world building. Like with my League universe, I have actually mapped out the entire galaxy so that I know exactly if you're traveling from Enderia to Karen, how long it's going to take you to get from one planet to the other and how big each galaxy is. So I did the same thing with the 13 Kingdoms. I built my map, right? I built my map. I placed my, this is the seat of power. This is the capital. Here's the hills. Here's, yeah, I'm that guy. I go way overboard. Stuff the readers will never know. I've already, written the histories of, it's so, yeah, I'm that guy. I conlang, I do the.
How do you keep track? Do you keep like separate files of book Bible, or how do you keep track?
Well, I used to keep it all in my head, but I'm getting older now.
Yeah, I'm thinking, how do you
what
remember?
It used to be, right? And now I've got so many series that really my brain's kind of like things are getting pushed to the side for other things. I wish they'd had campfire writing when I was young. Campfire writing, Carol and I are actually starting a whole nother series, which I don't want to talk about because, again, it's so original. Mm-hmm. Nobody's thought of it. It's one of those things you're like, what? It's like shape-shifting unicorns. Why has nobody thought of this? And
right?
So we don't, until we get the first book out, we don't want to tell anybody because we know everybody's going to be like, I got to write that now. Which is good. I've got no problem sharing, but, I want us that we came up with it to be the first ones.
Yeah.
But yeah. So what I do is I have an old database system called Telex, and I build basically an encyclopedia, and then I have different programs like Astrolabe is the one that I use to build out my science fiction universe where I can 3D map the planets. I told you I'm a total geek. And then my mapping software, it's Wonder something, I can't remember what it's called. I've been using it forever. So I have all these different programs that allow me, I used the same mapping program when I did Dead Man's Cross, when I did Avalon, so that when I'm setting up these different areas where I need a map and it's not our world, so that I know where everything is on it. So yeah, I use various different programs. But Campfire Writing does it all. Where was that? Oh, and Aeon Timeline, AEON Timeline, is the timeline that I use to keep track of all the history, because they let you do, with science fiction or fantasy world, that you're not timed to Earth to 365 days in a year. You can actually set up your months and all that, and it'll keep it for you in their time, which is really nice.
Wow. And because I know that we're both woo-woo writers, do you figure out what their astrological sign would be? And
it depends on if it's important to that character or that culture. So sometimes.
Okay.
So because I have those who are like, I don't believe in that. So yeah, that is very much the character thing.
Mhm. Right. If it works for the character, if they would believe in it.
Right. Or like in the Akkadian universe, like the Karenese could care less. The Endarians could care less. But then you have like the Trezani who do care.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Well, when House of Fire and Magic comes out, you said 13 Kingdoms. Do you know how many books? Will there be 13, or will you just keep, because you have so many series that have like a gajillion books. So is this one going to be like that? Or are you containing
right
it?
now? I'm planning for 3. I don't know beyond the 3.
Oh, okay.
So
maybe.
But yeah, right now I'm thinking it's going to be like Dead Man's Cross. It'll be a trilogy. But who knows? Because I may get in here and go, we need one more.
There's always that character who says, I need
never.
my book.
Oh, yeah. No, every day. Well, the series that I'm doing with Carol, it's one of those, oh, God, why would anybody want to write that? Oh, God, I don't see, I'm like, I would never write that. And then I got a unique twist on it. I'm like, okay, Carol, you remember when I said never? Guess what you and I are going to be writing? She's like, oh, my God, you're funny. Yeah,
well,
I know.
and
we're going to be writing that.
That kind of dovetails into how do you co-write? I've had so many authors on who, decide, okay, we're going to write together, but everyone does it different. So how do you co-write a book?
Well, when I did it with Diana Love, and I love Diana Love, we had a hard time because Diana was a plotter and I'm a pantser. And one thing I learned is plotters and pantsers, that is a recipe for war.
Yes, for sure.
I can't do it that way. Carol and I, it's a little more organic because we're both pantsers. In the case of us, I'm writing, and the reason why I brought Carol in for this is going to be, the spice level on this is a lot hotter than what I normally write, excuse me. And it needs to be. Because I'll tell you this much, they're succubi, and so you're gonna have to have those scenes if you're talking succubi,
right?
And I know I couldn't do justice to it, especially right now with everything, as you know, personal life,
where it is, yeah,
that's just not my brain is.
What?
Horror novels I can write. Oh, I could do a great slasher right now. But that level of heat, I'm just not at the moment. So Carol, however, is awesome at it. So I'm writing the basic story, and then Carol's taking care of the heat level that we need. And we're coming up with plots and characters together organically. So as we talk on our long car trips, I came up with the base characters. She's come up with a couple of the side characters, and we talk through, and then I do the basic story. And then, like I said, she goes in and adds scenes that I really can't write at the moment.
So you just put in there spicy scene.
Exactly. Carol, your turn.
Yep. Do the find for every spicy scene.
Exactly. Yeah. This is your baby now.
I love that. Well, I also noticed when I was poking around your website that in June you had another book out. If people haven't read it yet, it's called Savage, and it's Chronicles of Nick, but Nick doesn't seem to be in it. So is it a spinoff, or I was trying to figure that out for people who haven't read Chronicles of Nick. Will they be able to jump in on that is kind of what I'm wondering.
Absolutely. Well, it was funny. Shadows of Fire were supposed to be, well, it's Nick. It's Chronicles of Nick, for those who don't know. We have the Dark Hunter, which is the big overarching series. Chronicles of Nick is the YA prequel to Dark Hunter, and we did the first 8. And these are actually Chronicles of Nick, Shadows of Fire, and they take place in the future. So, because I don't want to give spoilers about Nick later, and I mean thousands of years after our timeline and after the Dark Hunter timeline, these are more origin books. I had different plans for them, but as I was writing, what was the first one I did? Sabotage. my brain's like, you know what? It's getting harder and harder, especially with Dark Hunter, because the next books that are coming are Queen of All Shadows. I'm doing Jaden's book and particularly Savitar's book, trying to call back things that happened in the past with the origin characters like Simi and Caleb and Zev. It was getting harder and harder not to spoil it. So I'm like, let me go write their origin and show what's going to happen to them so that I'm not having to dance around those spoilers anymore. Let's just put it all on the table so that the readers can see it. So, yeah,
right.
it actually goes back in time.
Okay.
So that nobody will be lost, and it's about that particular. Well, Savage should be called Sev, but anyway, it's all about Sev. So you don't need the series at all.
Okay, so this happens in a different. I mean, Nick isn't there, but it's in his world.
Exactly. Yeah, Zev's his his grandfather. My brain, his great-grandfather. Wait, grandfather? Oh, my God, now I'm confused. Wait.
Where's that book Bible?
His grandfather. I know, yeah. Where's my family tree chart? His grandfather. Zev is actually his granddaddy. So, yeah, you learn about his grandfather.
Okay. I love it.
Yeah.
And when you decided to write Chronicles of Nick, it's kind of like you wrote all adult books and then, boom, here's this YA. Was that for your kids?
Yeah. You know, my son, it was and it was very early on. I actually was playing around with the idea when my kids were still in diapers. You know, my oldest son's now 30. Oh, my God, how did that happen?
Right?
But,
how did we have babies as old as we are?
Right? Oh my! I look at him, and I have grandkids, and I keep looking at them, going, "I see you at this age. What happened?" You know, I keep looking at him, going, "You know that goes from that to you real fast, buddy. You've no idea. You're gonna blink, and he's gonna be sitting on your couch talking plots with you, and you're gonna be like, "Wow, how did this happen to me?" But where was I going with that thought? Oh, so yeah, and so I had put it back. I'd been toying around with the idea when they were little. And then Maddox, who's now a writer himself, he comes home from school one day. He's in third grade, and he threw himself down on the floor. He's like, "Oh, God, Mom, I can't take my school reading list. It's killing me. You got to write me a book with a zombie in it or I'm going to die."
Aw.
Okay, I don't want you to die. What? And then I looked at his reading list, and I realized, it was nothing that would interest, a kid his age. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm going to write you a book with a zombie in it. You got it. So that gave me the impetus to actually go forward, and because I've been promising, and, like I said, I've been thinking about it since he was in diapers. And I'm like, okay, you got it. It's time for Nick.
And then he was ready.
And then he was ready.
So when you put out Chronicles of Nick, did he love it? Was it everything he hoped it would be for a zombie book?
He did. And actually, Maddie contributed a lot to that series, and which is ironic because Nick is the middle name of my youngest child, which Maddie's like, Maddie is the character in the series too. But, yeah, he's not the main character. He's like, I want royalties. So, but, like, I'm a socially awkward man dork is actually something. He came in the house one day. He's, "Mom, I've had a bad day at school." I'm like, "What happened, baby?" "I'm a socially awkward man dork." I was like, hold on, I got to go write that down. I care, and I want to hear this. I got to put that one down. Yeah. Oh, my God. And there's so many things that are actually in Nick that were conversations that we had where he'd read it and he'd come and kind of throw the book at me going, "Did you have to put that in the book?" Yeah, it was a good one.
I love that.
So, yeah.
Well, I also was looking ahead on your website, and everyone is going to go crazy. They probably, I don't know, the ones who know must be just counting down the days. But from the very first time I read one of your books, the character that always jumps out that you can't wait for them to show up is Simi, the little demon. And she's getting her own book. What?
I know. I said never, but yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, I had to. Yeah, I was writing Jaden? No, is it Jaden? Queen of All Shadows. and her daughter's in it, and she's actually, I've shown her kids in previous books, and so it's driving people crazy. Who? What? Give me more details. And it was getting awkward. Again, so as I was writing this thing, I'm like, I just need to do Simi's book so I can move forward with Dark Hunter and not. I really want to get to, after we do Savitar's book, switch into Dark Hunter Armageddon, which takes place in the future, and it's more about the second generation, about their kids and all. You know what? Let's just do Simi. Everybody wants the book. Hell, I'm excuse my language. I'm getting older at this point. Let's get her out before I die. I don't want people coming to my tomb, writing on my tombstone, I hate you, where's Simi? Or Savitar. So, yes, and now that I'm getting a little longer in the tooth, I'm like, I better get these books out before something happens to me. That would just be, I don't want to do that to my fans and have them lob stones at my grave.
Well, they're going to be so excited because people do have tattoos of Simi on them. And whenever I would meet up with you at Comic-Con in San Diego, everybody's got the little Simi things. You could see people dressed up as Simi. So this is going to be amazing.
I hope so. I love the book. I hope you guys that y'all like it as much as I do, because I think she's, she's always been one of my favorites. I hate to say I have favorites, but, she's always been a lot of fun to play with.
Yes. Well, did you get any surprises when you finally got in her skin to write her book? Did you have any surprises while you were going? You're like, oh, that's why she's like that.
Anytime you get a character, there's always things that it's like, oh, you've got a lot. Well, she has a lot more depth too. I mean, I know that she has moments of depth, but there is a lot more to her character than because in the past we just had little snippets of her, really.
Right.
And she's got such a big heart, and she's so worldly and innocent. So she's a very just intriguing little demon.
I love that. Does she I know in a lot of, Dark Hunters and things, they find a love. Is there anyone for Simi?
Oh, absolutely. So she has kids. So, yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, I guess she could spontaneously have them spring out of her forehead or something, but no.
Yeah, she's a demon.
That's true. I mean, she could lay eggs or something, but no. there is somebody for her.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, that would be so funny. I didn't think about that. Yeah, I guess she could do that.
She could just mold some dirt, spit on it. There you go.
Well, it'd be barbecue sauce. Yeah, I put my eggs with some barbecue sauce on it.
Oh, my gosh.
That'd work.
I love that. Well, aside from all of the books and things, people love to come see you, and I know Dragon Con's coming up. Are you going to be there?
Always, yeah. Oh, Lord. Oh, God, the packing is between doing the kicks, and I love my fans. Oh, God bless everyone. Between doing the Kickstarter books and packing for Dragon Con already, it's like the next 2 weeks are going to kill me. Yeah.
No, you have to stay alive.
To what?
You have to stay alive.
I'm trying. Yeah. And I will be in Portugal in September, which is going to be fun. They're bringing me over there for a book festival. I've never been. I'm very much looking to it. That should be all kinds of neat. And Carol will be with me for that. Right?
Oh, that'll be amazing. Wow. So are you going to do book launch in Portugal?
I don't know if they might have a book launch. I don't know, actually. I don't know if they're launching something. But it's a big book festival. George Martin was there last year. So I feel very honored that they're bringing me out this year.
Oh, how fun. Oh, my gosh. So any international listeners, go to the book festival in Portugal, and you'll get to meet Sherrilyn Kenyon. Oh, my God. So fun.
I know, right? We're so excited. I haven't been on a plane, though, since before COVID. I think Comic-Con was the last time I went on a plane in 2018. So, yeah.
Wow.
Or 2019. Wow. Yeah. I got to get back out there. I miss Comic-Con, right?
Right. Oh, me too. Well, another way that people can be, in your aura, I guess, virtually is on your Patreon, right? You have a Patreon?
I do. And I usually post pretty much. I try to be. Sometimes it's not as much as I want to because my life has been a little chaotic this past month. But I'm usually pretty good, and they get extra bonus excerpts that you don't find anywhere else, not even on my website. So yeah.
Wow. Yeah, so go check that out because her Patreon looks like there are lots of cool goodies. And again, it's just, if you really love the worlds and you love the books, it's a great way to help support your favorite author. Patreon is, it makes you a patron of the arts, but you can be a supporter of your favorite author between books because we do like to eat, and it's very important. Yeah. And in between books, having Patreon can really be a big help. So if you love her books, go check that out. Right?
Yeah. Oh, my God. The light bill. Holy cow, it's gone up so much. Oh, my gosh. Oh.
Yeah. So get involved over on the Patreon page, too, if you can, because it's a great way to support your favorite authors in between books. And there's often lots of juicy things like her bonus excerpts that you can't find anywhere else. And sometimes there's signed books. Definitely, go over there and get involved.
Thank you. And you can talk directly to me. We do have a message board over there, and that really is the best way to get a hold of me, where you can talk to me personally.
I love it. Well, before we run out of time, what are you writing on now? What can you tell us?
Right now, because Carol is going to leave me for 2 weeks on a cruise, I'm very upset at her, so we won't be able to do our weekly streaming. I'm trying to do our special little project. I want to get at least 2 or 3 of the little snippet stories off to her so that she can work on them while she's on. I'm going to put her to work. She's not going to go on a cruise
on
without
her trip.
me and just relax. Yeah.
That'll teach her.
I'm trying to get that to her. I'm so bad. I'm such a bad friend. I love her. Oh, my God, I love her so much.
Oh, well, that sounds super fun. And then one last question. So House of Fire and Magic that comes out next month, are you doing anything special? Are you doing contests or giveaways? How can people participate in launching that book?
We're doing actually you can get it a month early at DragonCon. We're doing a party Thursday night at the Westin Peachtree Hotel downtown in the Savannah Ballroom. It begins at 8 o'clock. I don't know if we're going to have the special edition there because it's coming out a month early, and I'm not sure they were able to get the formatted, because we do have a very pretty, oh, my God, it's got the beautiful dragons on the black spine kind of thing and work and stuff. It's very pretty.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm not sure if that's what we'll have at the DragonCon. It may just be the plain hardcover, but we will have hardcovers and trades with us at DragonCon while supplies last. So we're doing a party there, and we'll have whatever's left over after the party. We'll have at the booth all weekend.
Oh my gosh! Wow! So you guys, if you are going to DragonCon, you can get House of Fire and Magic a month early. What? That's amazing.
Yes. And then after giveaways, yes, we will be doing a couple of giveaways. I don't know when or where yet because Jake's been on a little bitty extended leave, but he'll be coming back, and we're going to work that out hopefully in the next couple of weeks. Now that he's back, he came to work yesterday, which was
good.
Sunday because he's been out. So yeah, that's what right now we're trying to do DragonCon, but yeah, we'll figure out a couple of giveaways that we plan to do.
Okay, so everybody be sure, if you haven't already liked Sherrilyn's Facebook page, jump over there and keep watch on all her social media channels, join that Patreon, and then you won't miss any of the giveaways, and you can help spread the word about the brand new series with House of Fire and Magic. Did I miss anything?
No, I think that's, the streaming is darkhunter.tv. Carol and I usually do that on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Oh, good.
And you can also get that to our Facebook. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. When Carol is not on a boat or we're at DragonCon. At the party.
There we go. So everyone tune in darkhunter.tv, and then you can hear all the latest. And thanks so much for being here, Sherrilyn. It was so great to chat with you again.
You too. I've missed you so much. Thank you for letting me come out.
Yeah, we'll talk to you soon.
Absolutely, sweetie. You take care. Write some more great books. Thanks for joining us on Booklights. Be sure to connect with us at www.readersentertainment.com for articles, blogs, videos, and podcasts that matter to readers.